One man's trash is another man's treasure. Okay, I shouldn't say that. He's not trash, guys. He is absolutely not trash. But today, we are going to be talking about how the Detroit Red Wings may have just gifted a gem to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hell yeah, baby. We're talking about some Red Wings and Penguins trade talk once again, but this time it's not about Erik Karlsson. We are diving into another super Swede, a guy who happened to have already gotten traded, and a name that Pens fans are already falling in love with. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk today about Elmer Soderblom. Pittsburgh's newest, biggest, unchoppable, downable tree on their team. 24 years old, 6'8", 251 pounds, Elmer Soderblom has been making a pretty significant impact with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it all culminated yesterday as Soderblom and the Penguins dominated the Colorado Avalanche. Now, let's just go out there and refresh y'all's memories here. So Elmer Soderblom was a former 6th-round pick by the Detroit Red Wings back in the 2019 NHL Entry Draft. He didn't really produce too many points, but the fact that he was a giant absolutely made him a prospect worthy of being noted, and he was a guy that a lot of Red Wings fans were intrigued by. Okay, we just drafted a really big dude. It's not like he's got the most point production potential in the world, but we'll see what he can do with his size and his hands. And as Elmer Soderblom progressed throughout the Swedish ranks and inevitably the Grand Rapids Griffins, this is a guy who was able to find a pretty decent offensive touch in Sweden and was able to do decently well in the NHL to start out his career. His first season in North America saw him put up 8 points in 21 Red Wings games, which was admittedly not bad at all. As the years went on, Soderblom was up and down. He inevitably only played 39 games with the regular Red Wings this season, only got 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 total points. This was a little bit of a stalled development. The Red Wings had other younger dudes that were overtaking Soderblom on the depth chart, so it was seen as an appropriate move when the Red Wings traded away Soderblom for a 3rd-round pick. Now, you can say that that's a positive return on investment there. Soderblom was a 6th-rounder in 2019. You just traded him for a 3rd-rounder in 2026. Sure, it took 7 years, but the guy ended up upgrading your draft pick slot by 4 rounds, so that's pretty good, isn't it? 4 rounds? 3 rounds, excuse me, I can't do math. But today we're talking about Elmer Soderblom because of yesterday's Pittsburgh Penguins conversation. They dominated the Colorado Avalanche, storming the castle and winning 7-2. Evgeny Malkin gets 2 goals and an assist in his return, as Sidney Crosby is up in the press box, watching on with a very proud face. Obviously, we recognize that he's not playing. Thank you, Radko Gudas, still. But amongst the list of Pittsburgh Penguins goal scorers and point producers was indeed that Elmer Soderblom, who scored his 3rd goal of the season 4-1 on a really nice play where he absolutely bullied Devon Toews on his way to the front of the net. The puck gets thrown towards the goal, and Soderblom is there to put in the rebound and put the biscuit in the basket. Devon Toews had no chance, and Soderblom was like, yeah, I'm going to take this new opportunity on the 4th line, and I'm going to run with it. I'm going to score the 3rd goal of my team. 4th goal, on 6 total shots against the very ill-fated Scott Wedgwood in this hockey game. He actually got pulled earlier, too, so Mackenzie Blackwood unfortunately let in the first shot of the game, I'm pretty sure. Very bad performance out of both of these Colorado Avalanche goaltenders over there, but Elmer Soderblom, not only did he get himself a really nice goal to open up his Pittsburgh Penguins tenure, but he also scored a primary assist on Noel Ashari's 9th goal of the season in the 3rd period. So, a 2-point night out of Elmer Soderblom after only getting 10 minutes of ice time against Colorado. It's been a pretty good coming out party for a guy who is being placed on this fourth line. Let's go out there and read some comments on the Pittsburgh Penguins subreddit. Sebastian4365 says, I thought Soderblom looked a lot better on the fourth line and way more comfortable on it. Devon Toews is a pretty good D-man, and Soderblom just bullied the bejesus out of him on his goal. Really soft hands, big frame that he uses near the net front, and really good hockey awareness. I think this guy can become a good bottom six player in time. And he can smash the living heck out of people when he really wants to. The Pittsburgh Penguins Colorado Avalanche postgame thread also has a bunch of commentary on Elmer Soderblom. You can see they're really talking about him as Soder Glue, a glue guy who can bring together the team and just allow some camaraderie to flow through these lines. He has some decent hands for a big guy. Could definitely see him stick gluing around. Another reply says, how about Elmer? Absolute gem of a game. Man, if he plays like that from here on out, woo. Soderblom for president, Elmer Soder Glue. There's so much to like out of this guy, and I am just so happy that Pittsburgh Penguins fans are really seeing the best out of him. Now, I understand, it's one game. Obviously, one game is not going to tell the story of his entire career to be. Soderblom had, let's just say, 30-plus games of unworthy, non-notable play throughout the course of this season with the Red Wings and even the Penguins. But seeing him get placed onto a spot where he can actually thrive, seeing Soderblom fit in well as a full-time NHL player who's actually getting minutes, this is all what Red Wings fans wanted to see out of this guy, right? If it wasn't going to happen in Detroit, I'm sure a lot of fans are happy to see it happening elsewhere. And even though for the Red Wings you want to see the team take advantage of the value it gets out of prospects and young guys, the unfortunate truth is Elmer Soderblom just got passed by some of these other younger Red Wings dudes. I mean, we talk all this talk about Danielson and Kasper and Brandstad Newgard, and then into the future, you've got guys like Eddie Genborg, whom the Red Wings signed recently, and Carter Bear is a young dude chilling in the minor ranks. Elmer Soderblom wasn't guaranteed a long-term spot on this team. So send him to a place that's a little bit older, that needs to get some more youth. Pittsburgh has been struggling with that conundrum for a few years now. I get it now, it's a little bit stalled because Malkin is doing well and Crosby's having a good season and the Penguins are actually a good team. But try to use some of those assets to use for the future and try to get some guys that can actually project as longer-term pieces, like Elmer Soderblom, who is only 24 years old. He's a really young dude, and he's still a giant, demonstrating his value in a pretty versatile way, and acting as a total glue guy in the process. I didn't actually have it open here, but I do think I ended up seeing somebody posting on Elmer's glue kind of meme. It was either here or on Twitter. Here it is. Proving to be a glue guy tonight. They really do like this guy over in Pittsburgh. And as a Detroit Red Wings fan, I'm super happy to see it actually work out well for the player and for the team. Yes, the Red Wings may have gotten the short end of the stick based off of the value they are seeing out of these assets today, but it's a trade the Red Wings needed to make, and getting a third-round pick for a guy that was drafted in the 6th round is ultimately a pretty ideal maneuver. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you're a Penguins fan, what have you seen out of Elmer Soderblom so far? Is he the glue guy that people on Reddit really do seem to be talking about? And how well do you see him playing over the next few weeks to end off this season? Heading into next year and beyond, what is your path for Elmer Soderblom? How do you think he takes his game? And does he stick around with the Penguins long-term to accomplish that? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.